Yeah, I'm not sure what my club are doing. Don't know what it is with Manchester United buying mediocre Brazilian midfield players. But we've bought another one. Manchester United have signed Andrey Santos from Chelsea for £50 million. That's £48 million with 2 million add-ons, which apparently are pretty achievable. Before I get into everything else I want to talk about today in today's video about Manchester United, and I've actually got a notes in front of me today, and you can see that's all the issues we have. I do want to talk a bit about Andrey Santos. I think he will be a decent signing. You can make the argument that Chelsea bought him for 15 million and we bought him for 50. You can make the argument he was a Chelsea bench player, but you got to remember that he was a bench player behind Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, who are two of the better midfielders in the league. Is he a player that's going to get me off my seat? Is he a player that when I saw the here we go from Fabrizio Romano, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. No, I really wasn't. Is he a decent squad player? Yes. But he was a squad player at Chelsea, and apparently he wants more game time, so he's not going to be a squad player at Man United. So I'd expect he's going to play a lot. It could be worse, but it definitely could be better. And anyone saying that, oh yeah, Andrey Santos is a brilliant player, you weren't saying that 2 months ago because Man United weren't even linked to him a few months ago. I just don't really know what Man United's plans are recently. I mean, where do I even start? Let's start Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson was Manchester United's priority signing for about 9 months until we realised he wasn't going to cost 80 million. He was going to cost over 100. Now, I don't know who at Man United told the board and told the director of football, oh, don't worry, he's only going to be 80 million. They need sacking for that because it was so obvious he'd be over 100 million. And he's gone to Manchester City for 116 million. Fine, right? I can deal with a player going somewhere else. I mean, City is not the team you want him to go to, but I can live with it, right? It's one player. But as we know, it didn't stop there. The next in line was Sandro Tonali. Now, Sandro Tonali is a Premier League proven player. He's played for Newcastle for years. He's played in the Champions League for years. And it had been reported that Newcastle wanted 90 to 100 million pounds for Sandro Tonali, which I agree is overpriced, in my opinion. Or is it? So United, like they do, dibble and dabble, and Tonali's now gone to Spurs, who I would argue definitely on paper now have a better midfield than us. Because Spurs also signed Matheus Fernandes, a player who Man United for about 8 weeks really pushed for and lost him over £5 million. I don't know. Matheus Fernandes preferred Man United. His footballing idol was Bruno Fernandes. He played for West Ham. He'd been relegated 2 seasons in a row, and we couldn't convince him. We couldn't pay the money up over Tottenham. Yeah, finished 17th 2 seasons in a row. If I speak. And I agree with Man United. 85 million is very steep for a player like Matheus Fernandes, but that's the market this year. So you either pay the money or you get left behind. And so far, United are really at the back. But it was okay that we didn't get them players because we were going to get Tchouaméni from Real Madrid, right? Oh, no, we're not, because he's just signed a new contract with Real Madrid. And basically used us for a new contract with more money, and he's staying. Yeah, thanks, Jose, mate. Let's talk about some more things that Man United have fucked up in this transfer window. Yan Diomande, one of the most exciting young players in world football. He's too expensive. We're not going to go for him. But Liverpool were willing to go to that extent. Obviously, he did pick PSG. Morgan Rogers, another player, 100 million quid. I agree. Way too much money. But he's a player that Michael Carrick liked. He's a player Michael Carrick has worked with before. United didn't want to go anywhere near it when we need someone who can play on the left-hand side. Lewis Hall, Man United were linked to Lewis Hall for a very long time this summer. He'd be the perfect player to come in for Luke Shaw, who is washed. Luke Shaw is finished at the highest level. And Man United kind of just like laughed it off as if to say, why are we linked to Lewis Hall? We're not even looking at Lewis Hall. Who's Lewis Hall? Who the hell's that? Why would you want a good left back? So he's obviously going to stay at Newcastle. We'll probably go somewhere else because other teams have brain cells. As for the midfield situation, I'm really worried now as a Man United fan who this third midfielder is going to be, because it's Ederson. I mean, I'll talk about Ederson in a minute. Maybe that deal won't even happen. Andrey Santos, who's like, I mean, he's a bit better than Ederson. He's not much better. Who is going to be that top midfielder? It was going to be Tchouaméni, and it isn't. It was going to be Elliot Anderson, and it isn't. It was going to be Matheus Fernandes, who actually got promoted to the top one. It isn't. It was going to be Sandro Tonali, and it isn't. It could have been Bruno Guimaraes, but it looks like he's going to Arsenal because Arsenal have a brain, and they'll pay the money that needs to be paid to get top quality in. So United have resorted to looking at players like Carlos Baleba, Tyler Adams, and Sander Berg. Sander Berg is shit. Yes, I don't care what anyone says, he's shit. Baleba was good for 1 season. Last season, he was terrible. Tyler Adams I don't even want to say. I don't even want to talk about him. Alex Scott is a player we've also been heavily linked to, but for 80 million quid. So I don't think United are going to go anywhere near that deal, if I'm being honest with you. He'll probably end up at Liverpool or something. Or he might end up at Chelsea with the money we've just given them for Andrey Santos. So yeah, that would make sense. As for Ederson, that deal might be off. There's a problem apparently with the medical. To me, this is United trying to get out of this deal. I think they've realised Ederson's shit. I really do. I know in my video I tried to big him up a bit, but he's not very good. So we'll see what happens with that. But as of now, the time of recording this video, the deal is still on. Fucking quit it. Manuel Ugarte is of course staying as well after he got an injury for Uruguay. So that's another player we're not going to get off the books. Joshua Zirkzee is looking like he's going to stay because no one wants him and he's shit. This is what happens when you don't make the correct signings you need to. Oh, Adam Wharton is another player I want to talk about. Very good player. Apparently Adam Wharton's too similar to Kobe Mainoo. But then we've signed Andrey Santos. You see how why I don't get on with these lot. I'd argue now, of all the options are left, Adam Wharton might be one of the best ones. But are United going to go for Adam Wharton? Probably not. Probably not. I've actually made a list of the potential players United can still go for, and it's a little bit sad. You've got Adam Wharton as what would be probably my number one going forward from now. Alex Scott, of course. You've got Eduardo Camavinga, who I believe probably will. I mean, if you go in for Camavinga, I think Real Madrid will probably sell him. Bouadi of Morocco and Lille, obviously still on the market. Man City are heavily linked, so again, that would be a pretty good signing, but United won't go anywhere near that. He's only 18. What are you doing? And like I said, the other three are Baleba, Adams, and Sander Berg. Now, when you read that list, that depresses me from the start of the summer where we had Tonali, Anderson, Fernandes, Tchouaméni, all these other players. And now that's the list we look like we've got. And maybe someone will come out of the woodworks that we're not linked to. But it'll be panic. It's never planned with Man United. Andrey Santos was panicked. Ederson, I just don't really get that signing, to be honest with you. I don't think he's very good. And I think it's sad because I think Man United have just become a scared, unwilling to do what it needs to be done football club. And that's not the football club I grew up loving. And I'm sure many of you didn't. Right now, they seem to only really care about their new 100,000 seater stadium they're building, which they caused in the first place because they let Old Trafford rot to the ground. So, yeah, I don't want that to be an excuse if we don't sign the right players. Oh, we didn't have enough money because we need to build this new stadium. It's your own problem. Yeah, because you should have kept that amazing landmark in fucking good condition for all these years, and you just let it rot. You didn't. There's not even a screen at Old Trafford still. Like, are we being serious? 2026, no screens. Unbelievable. And I also think if you're Michael Carrick this morning, this is a clear message. This board does not trust Michael Carrick. They have not given him the necessary players, the necessary backing that he needs. They've been very dilly-dallying everywhere and kind of just like going for the cheap option all the time. Like Michael Carrick was the cheap option of manager as well. I'm sorry, but you just can't compete with other teams if you're not willing to spend over like 70, 80 million pounds for a midfield player when everyone else are buying them for over 90. Like, it's just ridiculous. And United, the team that always used to overpay for everything, all of a sudden, I've gone the other way. And I don't want to spend any money. It's beggars belief. Another player we've been linked to, I almost forgot. Somerville of West Ham. They want 50 million quid. Bit overpriced, but fine. United are advancing talks, but we can't do anything until we get rid of Rashford. So we're not advancing talks anyways, because Rashford's not going anywhere anytime soon, is he? So I really don't know what goes through these people's heads at the PR team for Man United. And we've also overpaid for Andrey Santos. He's not worth 50 million quid. We've also overpaid for Ederson if that deal goes through. He's not worth 40 million quid with a year left on his contract and never played in the Premier League before. But no, I don't really know where United go from here, to be honest with you. I think the best case scenario would probably be an Adam Wharton or a Camavinga. It's not going to happen. I think Alex Scott could happen, but don't hold your breath. In summary, United are just too slow, we're too cheap, and we're just a shadow of our former selves, to be honest with you. I'm going to end the video here before I start just going absolutely mad at the camera. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Take care and peace.